If you're gearing up to play Dynasty Warriors Origins when it drops in January 2025, there are a few things you need to know before you buy this game. It promises a fresh take on the series, but there are some key updates and potential pitfalls that could make or break your experience. Stick around because what I'm about to share could be the difference between you loving this game or regretting your pre-order. What's up, Chaotic fam? It's your host, ChaosTTV here, and if you are new here, then this is your chill spot for all things RPGs news, reviews, and guides. Today, we're diving into the world of Dynasty Warriors Origins. Now, that the demo is out and we are now 2 months away from the release, I want to just sit down and talk about some of the key takeaways to really know about upon this release of the game in January. Especially now after that the demo is officially out and people can now eventually actually play the game. So first thing that I want to talk about is the overall character roster. Now this one's a more of a controversial take, so to speak. This particular topic has been the biggest rumble across all of social media. For any longtime fans of the series, one thing that made Dynasty Warriors great was the massive roster that were all playable. But this time around, to make the game a bit more accessible to the newcomers of the series, the biggest change is the character roster. Older games used to have 40 plus characters and sometimes in the hundreds. And not even mentioning on top of the spin-offs, but as well as the other Warriors games like the Orochi Warriors, there is also like the Samurai Warriors as well. Therefore, even though the game was dog shit, I think Dynasty Warriors 9 had around 90-ish characters to choose from. The roster has been dropped down to focus on only one given individual, which is our nameless hero with amnesia. And he is able to wield 9 different weapons to really give him some variety to the character. But the other characters that we all know and love has been reduced to a staggering 9 different officers. Therefore, thanks to the recent demo we received from Koei, we were able to play with 3 of them so far as powerful support heroes. Now, in my opinion, and I know someone in my comments is probably going to attack me for this one, but personally, I am not too upset about this decision. It really shows that Omega Force is really trying to hone in on the fact that this is a reboot of the entire series, and depending on how well this goes, may actually carry forth on to future games. So as time grew on with all of the Dynasty Warriors games, plus the spin-offs, it became a focus heavy on characters more than the overall gameplay changes, which is why I do believe that this is what eventually just outright led to one of the failures of Dynasty Warriors 9. So taking a clear step back on the roster allows the team to spread their wings with the visuals, story-related content, and of course as the combat, which it's starting to seem like we may not be able to truly play as the characters we know and love, but they can only tag along. Now that might change by the time the game comes out, but I will say, Omega Force, please, with DLC, or hopefully, you've been hiding this from us, give us like a free mode or something to like let us really fight as even the 9 companions that are currently playable as support heroes. Let us just fuck around with them and kill a bunch of warriors, you know what I mean? Like, just let us play with them just a little bit, other than it having to be more of a support base. Now, a lot of this information we don't know is confirmed. They could be holding stuff out. We won't know till the game gets here. And hopefully with any future plans with Dynasty Warriors Origins, we may be able to get a couple extra different modes, especially in this day and age where everything is some form of microtransactions. But just hopefully we get something, right? They are saying that this is going to be a complete game upon release, so that is one good thing. So if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure the price tag was sitting at a hot $70. But still, anything, please. Like, I would love to be able to play with the other characters, just bullshit around with them, especially like, I mean, maybe we could beat the game or something of that nature to allow us just like get a chance to just to play as the other characters, other than the 30 seconds to a minute or so when they swap in, you do their ultimate Muso attack, which takes out a whopping 1,000 soldiers off rip just like that, and then we have to swap back to the nameless protagonist. So just Koei, please let us. Let us. But speaking about the overall companions, I want to talk a little bit about them as well. You can bring along Zhao Dun, Guan Yu, and Song Shang-Xing in the demo. Now, it is said we will get to choose what kingdom we will fight for later in the story, and the given companions for each kingdom goes like this. For Cao Cao's forces, we can use Zhao Dun, Guo Jie, Zhang Liao. But for Sun Jian's forces, we could use Wang Gai, Song Shang-Xing, Zhao Yu. Therefore, with Li Bui's forces, we get Guan Yu, Zhang Fei, and Zhao Yun. Moving on over to the overall entire portion of this game, the tactical action RPG. Now, one great thing about Origins is that this has gone back to the 1 versus 1,000, but it does not mean we are fully back into the power fantasy side of things. Now we have a semi-new approach to combat, which now focuses on strategy, therefore it is just as important as the action. Thankfully, to playing the demo, I do have a bit of an insight regarding the strategy side of things. During the demo, we do get a taste very early battle in the timeline of events, which is the Battle of Sishui Gate. But during this demo, we do get a, just a little bit of extra something. We have to make sure we are helping out our allies. We need to understand like what camps we want to tackle to help increase morale for our troops, or even using our very own grand tactics to be able to really help turn the tide of battle. I noticed in my time playing, some of decisions early on in the battle dictated who accompanied me with the final encounter at the gate, but while you are playing, you are basically a general in battle, which means you get a set number of troops that tag along with you on top of your companion. Now, 21 troops are with you as they can do specific different tactics that could really turn the tide of battle. Like we have the volley of arrows, you can send your troops to charge at your enemy, or even circle them in and do some damage with the encirclement ability. When you are also in these siege battles, which you are able to utilize the siege battle at the end of the Battle of Sishui Gate, you can like help ready up catapults, you can set up your very own ambush, but also keep in mind some generals can also use grand tactics. So therefore, you did get some of the enemy generals can use grand tactics, so you do have to do like a little quest, and if you don't do the quest in the given time limit, basically you are cooked. When allies have a high morale, their attacks and abilities are increased throughout the battle, but you can also increase your own morale by capturing bases or destroying large amounts of enemies. The enemy AI will also be greatly affected depending on their courage being low or high. Therefore, if their courage is low, then they will remain passive. If their courage is high, they will be a little bit more active. And also, duels are back from Dynasty Warriors 4 and can happen with many enemy officers. And by winning that said duel will significantly boost your allies' morale, while losing it will cause heavy damage and lower the allies' morale. Now, one last thing I do want to talk about is the overall story mode. The story mode is another thing to take note about how this game has been reduced in some sorts. The story starts from the Yellow Turban Rebellion to the Battle of Chibi, or to most of the games in the series, this is a good chunk of the beginning of the very early wars that would be, happening over years to come. Once the three kingdoms are formed in the story, you as the player will need to actually choose who views and values that you believe in. This does set up a lot of the dynamics, because this could mean you'll have to turn on some of the warriors you fought alongside with. This could mean a couple of things. We may receive DLC on future battles and or characters. This is just speculation at this point and a little bit of hope, but I will take note for the face that the Yellow Turban Rebellion begins in year 184, prior to the three kingdoms being formed. Then it also begs the question, how lengthy they want to make this game, because if we are following the timeline correctly, or if I'm tripping, then the Yellow Turban start year is 184, while the Battle of Chibi happens in the year 208. There's a good gap, about 20-ish year difference, and there's a lot of battles that happen in those 20 years. But then that sets me up for the next question. This is also 10 years prior to the three kingdoms being fully formed in some form of nature, right? We are still in the time frame of like the Han Dynasty, so to speak, before the three kingdoms kind of like Rose, and we have those battles, which is another speculation bit. But maybe our decisions during the game could lead to some form of DLC, and maybe with the DLC, the game could use our decisions to expand into the formation of the Three Kingdoms, and possibly even the fall of the Three Kingdoms when the Jin Dynasty is formed. But I do want to let me know in the comment sections how you guys feel how the story will play out. Even though we are dealing with the wars of the Three Kingdoms, we still need to figure out how our protagonist fits into all of this, which there are also 3 new individual characters who actually dress just like our character and will try to help him regain some of his memories. So I know throughout all of the years, through all the other Dynasty Warriors, the story mode kind of was either cut in half, like they only did up to a couple of battles, so on and so forth. They kind of like spread all over there all the way to Dynasty Warriors 9. But with this one happening to Battle Chibi, and they also did say we get to help choose what side we want to work with, maybe our decisions may lead to the simple fact of how the Three Kingdoms get formed and who are we allied with by the time of that. But let me know in the comment section if I'm wrong, but if I did my research properly, and I think I did, Battle Chibi takes place before the Three Kingdoms are formed, so we are still within Han Dynasty. So I will definitely like to see how exactly our decisions as the nameless protagonist will therefore continue on, because there's so much more wars and battles to be had that, you know, we are not going to see on base game. And that could be another controversial take as well, because this is a $70 game. We're getting half the battles. Now, these battles may be lengthy, they may be meaty, they may have a lot of juice built into each of them to make sure to like really stretch it out all the way up until then. But this may set up for another, this may set up Dynasty Warriors 10, this may set up Dynasty Warriors Origins Part 2, this may be a DLC, we don't know. This is the speculation bit right now. We won't know a lot of things till one, we beat the game in January to really understand what the developers have next. There is talk that they do want to do some form of DLC, but at this moment Dynasty Warriors Origins is releasing as a complete game. So I definitely want to see how they're going to do a lot of the things. But hey, I could be wrong. I could have some of my information wrong. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think about that. But as of right now, there are plenty of things the game has to offer that I did not mention today, mainly because I wanted to talk about some of the major things that will make Dynasty Warriors Origins quite different and fresh for the series. Overall, just trying to generate hype for the release of this game. The demo covers the Battle of Sishui Gate, which takes place a bit after the Turban Rebellion. The demo covers a good portion of what players can truly expect to see when the game is released January 17th, 2025. Thanks to the demo has truly shown that the world has been wanting a new Dynasty Warriors game, and Origins is the perfect game to bring new and old players back to the series. But I will continue making Dynasty Warriors Origins content as they come along. Then as of right now, it seems we got all the info we need to know. Let me know in the comment section below if you have tried the demo yet and what are your thoughts on the demo so far. If you want to check out my coverage on the demo, then I will have it in the card here, right here, or in the top right hand corner. So stay safe out there. Happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy time with your families. You guys stay safe out there. Eat good, because you know your boy is too, dropping this on Thanksgiving. So thank you for coming in, watching me, and thank you for the channel for another year, another Thanksgiving with you guys as well. But it's been your host, Chaos DTV, here at Chaotic Inc., signing out. Peace.